When was the last time your computer felt like yours? Not Microsoft's, yours. Because right now, almost 1 million people just answered that question by deleting Windows entirely. And the operating system they ran to, you've probably never even heard its name.
Let me show you what's actually happening. In just over a month, one Linux system crossed 1 million downloads. Over 3/4 of them came from Windows machines. Let that sink in. These aren't Linux hobbyists. These are everyday Windows users. And they didn't drift away slowly. They left the moment Microsoft made one specific decision. Here's the thing nobody admits. Windows was never loved. Nobody had a Windows poster on their wall. But it had something better than love. It had trust. It ran on every machine, every piece of software, every time. 30 years of dominance built on one quiet promise. It just works. And that's exactly why what happened next was so dangerous for Microsoft.
Windows 11 rewrote the deal without asking anyone to sign it. TPM 2.0, specific CPU generations, hardware rules that had nothing to do with performance. Overnight, machines that ran perfectly for years were stamped unsupported. That wasn't a technical limit. That was a business decision wearing a system requirement as a costume.
And then came the date that forced everyone's hand. October 14th, 2025. Windows 10 support, gone. No more security patches. An estimated 240 million PCs left exposed in a single day. For the first time in decades, Windows users weren't being offered an upgrade. They were being handed an ultimatum. And here's what Microsoft got wrong about people. We accept change. What we reject is being forced. Buy new hardware, pay for extended support, or stay unprotected. 3 doors, every one of them a trap. Turning an upgrade into a deadline isn't a strategy, it's an insult. And it didn't happen in a vacuum. Ads in the Start menu, ads in File Explorer, background processes eating RAM you never authorized, forced accounts just to set up your own PC. Then Recall, a feature that wanted to screenshot everything you do. Any one of these you'd tolerate. Together, they told you the truth. It wasn't your operating system anymore. It was Microsoft's platform, running on your hardware, on their terms. So people started doing something they'd never done before. They started looking for a way out, and waiting for them was a name most had never heard: Zorin OS. First impression? Polished. Rounded corners, smooth animations, a taskbar exactly where you expected. Built on Ubuntu, one of the most stable foundations in computing. But here's the genius move every other Linux distro refused to make. They didn't build for Linux fans. They built for Windows refugees. They met people exactly where they were standing and built a bridge from that spot. Quick one. If you've ever rage quit an operating system, drop the word Exodus in the comments. I'm genuinely curious how many of you are at your limit. Beat. Okay? Here's the feature that breaks the spell. Drag a windows.exe file onto Zorin, and instead of a cryptic error, it actually recognizes the file and suggests a native replacement. That single moment, something doesn't work and I'm lost. The thing that killed every previous Linux switch? Gone. Remember those obsolete machines Microsoft abandoned? They never actually broke. Zorin's lightweight build runs on hardware Windows 11 won't even look at. Faster boots, snappier apps. People reported their old laptops feeling quicker than they ever did on Windows 10. The computer was never the problem. The software draining it was. Then there's the part Microsoft really doesn't want highlighted. No ads, no forced accounts, no background pipeline harvesting your behavior. Updates happen when you decide. Using it feels like someone cracked a window in a room that had been slowly filling with smoke.
Now the numbers. 1 million downloads in 5 weeks. 2 million in under 3 months. 78% from Windows. But I'm going to be honest with you because everyone else won't. A download is not a migration. Some of those are people just testing. So is this a real exodus or a moment of mass curiosity? The truth is somewhere in between. And that gray area is exactly what should terrify Microsoft most.
Look at the hardware giants. Dell just shipped one of its high-end AI workstations with Linux ready to go, while the Windows version got pushed back to next year. Read that again. A major manufacturer chose Linux first. That doesn't happen by accident. So why doesn't Microsoft just fix it? Because they can't. The ads make money. The telemetry feeds the AI. The cloud lock-in drives the subscriptions. Removing any of it means removing revenue. They literally cannot rebuild your trust without dismantling the machine that prints their money. And no boardroom on Earth signs off on that. And the ground is already moving. Developers testing Linux first. Gaming transformed by Proton and the Steam Deck. The Linux of 2026 is nothing like the Linux you were warned about 5 years ago. Zorin just happens to be the front door millions are walking through.
Windows didn't lose because Linux got flashy. It lost because it made people feel like guests in their own machines, then handed them a deadline. So here's my question for you. When trust is gone, can a new feature ever bring it back? Tell me below. Beat. And subscribe, because part 2 is bigger. I got my hands on what Microsoft's internal numbers actually show about how many of these switches are never coming back. You don't want to miss that one.